The fame of this video isn't really coming out of nowhere, as I'm writing this script at about 11 p.m. on the day when I accomplished two pretty big goals of mine, those being hitting a 2 plate or 100 kilo or 225 pound bench, and also finishing up Half-Life Alyx, which I started a bit over 2 years ago now and have been putting off beating since. Needless to say, I'm in a pretty good mood right now, and today I wanted to talk about the importance of setting and completing goals, the differences in types of goals you can set for yourself, how to apply the idea of goals in any different aspect of your life, and also some examples of goals that I've set for myself, completed, and or I'm working towards. So with that out of the way, let's get straight into this video. So goal setting is a pretty important thing that I've come to value as I've gotten older. I find that having a set amount of long or short term goals, big or small, can help set you up on your path for as long as decades to as little as days or even hours to come. Goals fundamentally are just tasks that we strive to complete for any internal or external value that we set for ourselves, and having a nice, healthy rotation of goals to work towards and complete helps us get out of bed in the morning and feel motivated to spend our days to the fullest. Days where I have more compelling goals, such as going to the gym early before my shifts so that I can set up my week to have more rest days, result in me generally feeling more present in my day-to-day life and just make life as a whole lot more enjoyable. So it's pretty important in my opinion to work out how you want to spend your day working towards something so that you can truly appreciate it and not just waste it away with the limited time that we have. Now, that being said, there is a pretty big difference between long-term and short-term goals, and it's important to make that distinction so you don't bite off more than you can chew. For example, a long-term goal that I have is to eventually complete my uni degree so that I can get a relatively stable job and income stream as a result. And the short-term equivalence of that would be to make sure that I don't have any lingering assignments over my head for the duration of the semester, along with making sure that I'm aptly prepared for any final assessments or exams that come up. It's also worth noting that long term can be a bit of an umbrella term, as there are goals that could take months, years, or even decades to properly obtain, so I find it easy to have a good and clear idea on what I want out of a particular field, whether that be work related, health related, relationship related, or anything else. I slowly break that down to smaller and smaller tasks, or even benchmarks to a point where I have an actual manageable pathway into achieving something that I want. Another example, if I wanted to work towards a new squat PR, I personally want to hit a 3 plate squat relatively soon within the next couple months. I would aim to progressively overload in terms of weight and reps over each session and taking note of any shortcomings or adjusting my strategy to ensure I'm still progressing in strength in the given movement. Or if I simply just want to have visible abs, which I thankfully already do now, but there was a time quite a few months ago where I didn't, I would aim to train efficiently, hitting every single muscle group twice a week with adequate volume, along with making sure that I'm in a caloric deficit and that I'm getting a good amount of sleep each day. Inversely, as I want to gain weight right now, I have a current target weight in mind, that being about 80 kilos, and I'm slowly bulking up each week, making sure that I still maintain a relatively lean base by still training hard and resting well. I have that long term goal, which I can work towards by completing a series of small goals, but these long term goals also work towards an even longer lifetime goal, which is having a great physique that I can realistically maintain over the course of my life while still pushing up a good amount of weight. Goals at the end of the day can also just really be applied to any and all aspects of life, as I said before, whether that be academically, work related, health or fitness related, relationship related, entertainment related, really just anything that interests you. I aim to have a pretty healthy split of different goals I work towards to help build up a pretty balanced life. And sure, there's going to be times when some stuff takes precedence over others. I don't really say that you should maintain your academic and entertainment related goals at the same level if you're in the middle of exam season, for example. But I think that generally you should aim to maintain a healthy balance of goals in all of these different fields, even if they aren't necessarily improving your current living condition. Since I'm a pretty firm believer that in order to have a happy and fruitful life, you need to give your mind, body, and soul equal attention and importance. Now, to wrap this video up, I wanted to talk about some goals that I've personally set for myself or I'm working towards completing. As I said before, I recently hit 100 kilos on bench and beat Half-Life Alyx, which I've been putting off for a long while. I have a lot of feelings on Half-Life Alyx, and I really could dedicate a whole video to my experience with it alone, but to keep it relatively brief, I'm glad I not got to knock it out of my backlog, but I probably won't ever go back to it ever again. On the 100 kilo bench side, however, this has been a really long time coming and almost seems like a pipe dream ever since I got into the gym at 16 and failed on 40 kilos, which was the weight that I used as a warm up today before I hit the 100, funnily enough. Some goals that I want to work towards over the next couple months or so are going to be to hit a 3-plate squat and a 4-plate deadlift, along with probably squeezing in a 1-plate overhead press, which I might need to train it for a bit as well, which I could probably hit right now if I wanted to, albeit with a bit of technique needing to be learned. The 4-plate deadlift honestly seems like the closer of the two between it and the 3-plate squat for me to hit next, as I'm almost at 4 plates already for Romanian deadlifts, and I'm sure that once I can rep out 4 plates on Romanian deadlifts for 5 reps, I should be able to hit 4 plates conventional fairly easily. But the squat has me a bit worried, as I've been bouncing around weights between the 100s and 110s for the past few months, and I think it's mainly a mental block more than anything which is holding me back. As far as academically goes, I'm about to start my next semester and want to be putting in effort to make sure that I'm on top of all of my studies and don't have any lingering assignments over my head when possible, along with later down the line when exam season hits, making sure that I set a good amount of time to get overly comfortable with the course material so that passing is basically guaranteed. And as far as the entertainment side goes, now that I've finished up Half-Life Alyx, I want to knock out Ocarina of Time, as I've been playing that a bit over the course of the year in small play sessions, but I want to sit down, really go through all of it, and hopefully beat it within August. And I don't know how realistic that is with uni coming up, but hopefully I can get it done, even if I'm not too far in, as I only just made it to Kakariko Village in my last play session. After I finish that up, I also want to get the first 2 Metal Gear games done, and then finally get around to playing Metal Gear Solid 4. I've had the PS3 disc for a long while now, but since the Master Collection Volume 2 is coming out later in August, I have a good reason to get back into the series after playing the first Master Collection about 2 years ago now. And this will be the first game I play on the hardware that it was originally released for, so I'm pretty excited about that as well. I'll also be playing a bit of Soul Silver on the side after finishing up Pokemon Platinum last week, and hopefully want to finish that up sometime in the uni semester, and I'm trying to aim to get at least 1 gym done a week, which hopefully results in me beating the game around the time of my mid-semester break coming up. Anyways, I think on that note, that's about where I want to wrap up this video for today. Thanks for tuning into today's video. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment as well, telling me any goals that you've set for yourself completed recently. This has been Leezy, and as always, take care.